Did you know there are only 2 communities in all of Central Florida where you can own a golf course property and rent it out as an Airbnb? 2 out of hundreds of communities, and one of them has 3 championship courses designed by Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Tom Watson. If you're thinking about investing in a short-term rental near Disney and you're a golfer, or your guest might be, this is the video you need to watch. I'm going to break down my top 10 Airbnb communities near Disney, show you the ones you have golf, how far each one is from the parks, and help you figure out which one is right for your investment. And as always, this information is on the house. So one of the great things about Central Florida is it's known globally, right? Everybody in the world knows Mickey Mouse, Orlando, and Disney World. So there are great things about coming to Central Florida in general. All the beaches, Nassau, all the things you can do, but most people come here for the theme parks. And some of the best communities when you're investing, I've got my top 10 list. They include Solara, Solterra, Windsor Hills, Champions Gate, Windsor at Westside. One thing that we're missing a little bit is golf courses, because there's only 2 communities that really offer golf course, and none of them are included in your Airbnb stay for your guests, but it is available. So if that's a niche that you like and you want to take advantage of personally when you're investing, because you're going to use the property as well, there's a couple communities that I might suggest. Reunion is one and Champions Gate is another. Outside of that, there really aren't any golf course communities that allow short-term rentals. So keep that in mind, whether you're going to be using the unit for yourself or renting it out for guests, or a mixture of both, because you want to enjoy vacation where you like to enjoy, right? So let's dig into those 2 golf communities I mentioned earlier, because I think this is one of the most overlooked niches in Orlando's short-term rental investing market. First up is Reunion Resort. This is my personal favorite. It sits on 2,300 acres. It's guard gated. It has 3 signature championship golf courses designed by Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, and Tom Watson, 3 of the greatest golfers to ever play the game. The Palmer Legacy course runs right along the front entrance. The Watson Independence course winds through the interior, and the Nicklaus Traditions course is over by Bear's Den, the luxury section, with elevation changes up to 50 feet. And in Florida, that is practically a mountain. Reunion is about 7 miles from Disney World, roughly a 10-minute drive. It's about 13 miles to Universal, with Epic Universe now open. That is a huge draw. And about 26 miles to Legoland, which is about 40 minutes. It's also got a 5-acre private water park, 8 community pools, 7 restaurants on site, tennis, pickleball, mini golf, and a shuttle to Disney. This is a full resort experience. Your guests don't have to leave if they don't want to. Now, Champions Gate, this is the other golf community, and it is a powerhouse. It's anchored by the Omni Orlando Resort, and it has 2 Greg Norman designed courses, the National and the International. It's also got a lighted 9-hole short course, which is unique. Champions Gate is about 9 miles from Disney, roughly 15 minutes away, about 20 miles to Universal, about 21 miles to Legoland, which is actually a little closer than Reunion. Champions Gate has that Oasis Clubhouse, a 25,000 square foot amenity center with lazy river, water slides, splash pad, tiki bar, restaurant, movie theater, arcade, fitness center. It's massive. And the brand recognition of Champions Gate on Airbnb is strong. When guests see that name, they know what they're going to be getting into. So here's the bottom line on golf. If your guest or you personally are golfers, these are your only 2 options in the Orlando short-term rental market. Reunion is the luxury play with 3 legendary courses, while Champions Gate is the high volume play with great amenities and brand recognition. But both allow Airbnb. Both are in Osceola County. Both are guard gated. You can't go wrong with either. But the vibe is very different. All right, so those are your golf options. Now let me run you through the rest of my top 10, because not everyone needs a golf course, right? Some of you just want the best return on an investment. I understand that. The amenities for families, the best location near the parks. So here we go. Windsor Hills. This is a classic. It's only about 4 miles from Disney, one of the closest communities out there. It's got condos, townhomes, and single-family homes, community pool, movie theater, playgrounds.
It's been around for a while, and it's consistently one of the most booked communities in the area. Great for first-time investors and budget-conscious buyers. Then there's Story Lake, also about 5 minutes from Disney, very close. This one has a nice mix of residential and vacation rental sides. Modern homes, good amenity center, and it's right off 192, so your guests have easy access to everything. Then there's Windsor at Westside, about 8 miles from Disney, 15 minutes. This one's got a great 10,000 square foot clubhouse with a lazy river, splash pad, tiki bar, zero entry pool. Homes range from 5-bedroom townhouses to 9-bedroom villas, so this is very popular with families. Then there's Windsor K, one of the newer communities about 7 miles from Disney. Still building out, but it's got some really nice floor plans with 5 to 10 bedrooms, all built with Airbnb in mind. Zero entry resort pool, splash pad, water slides, mini golf. If you want to get into a new build or a newer build, this is a great option. Then there's Windsor Island, about 10 miles out, so a little bit further, but it's got a solid amenity package and good sized homes. It's newer and still building its reputation on the booking platforms. Then there's Solara Resort, about 10 miles from Disney. This one has a really unique amenity, a FlowRider surf simulator. It's the only one around. It's smaller, more intimate community, but the lazy river, tiki bar, heated pools, all of it makes for a great experience for your guest. If you don't want crowds of Champions Gate, Solara gives you a way more boutique type feel. Then there's Solterra Resort, about 12 miles from Disney, roughly about 20 minutes. This one's the furthest on my list, but it's one of the only communities that goes up to 14 bedrooms. If you want to be that ultra large home niche, you know, the 12, 14 bedrooms sleeping 28 to 30 people, Solterra is one of the few places you can do that. Tile roofs, great amenity center, guard gated. The traffic to get there can be a little bit tougher, but the inventory is definitely there. And don't forget, with Universal's Epic Universe now open since May of 2025, demand for this entire corridor has definitely gone up. That fourth gate turned Universal into a multi-day destination, which means guests are staying longer, which means there's more nights being booked on your property, and that benefits every single community on this list, no matter which one you choose. So the number one question I always get is, Shawn, which one of these should I buy in? And the answer is always, it depends on you. If you're a golfer and you want to use the property personally every once in a while, Reunion or Champions Gate, period. Those are your only two options, and wonderful neighborhoods. If you want the closest possible property to Disney to maximize your booking, look at Windsor Hills or Story Lake, because you're practically on Disney's doorstep at that point. If you want the biggest house possible to attract the most guests and charge the highest nightly rate, Solterra with those 12 to 14 bedroom homes, or Reunion with estates that can go up to 15 bedrooms. If you're on a tighter budget and want a strong entry point, Windsor Hills condos or townhomes, or Heritage Crossing at Reunion for a condo with golf course views. And if you want the newest, most modern builds with the latest floor plans designed specifically for vacation rentals, Windsor K and the Spectrum section at Reunion. But here's the one thing I always tell my clients: buy the biggest house you can afford. Because with a bigger home, you are not going to be competing with hotels. You're not competing with 3-bedroom condos. A family of 18 from Brazil, or a cheerleading team from Ohio, or 3 families coming together for a Disney trip, they need space. They need 8, 9, 10 bedrooms. Where else are they going to stay? They're not going to be at a Marriott. They're definitely not going to be putting out money for the Ritz-Carlton. They're going to be choosing your short-term rental. That's your competitive advantage. If this video got you thinking, maybe it's time, maybe I want to look into one of these communities, I put together something for you. It's called the Smart Investor's Playbook. It's a free guide that walks you through everything: how to identify high-performing properties, how to choose the right community, how to plan your investment, how to avoid the common pitfalls, and how to create a standout rental that actually gets booked. You can download it right now using the QR code on your screen or the link in the description below. It's yours with no strings attached. And of course, as always, if you want to talk to me directly about any of these communities, about what's on the market right now, about financing, property management, or any other questions, my number is 321-439-4277. That's my personal cell phone number. I'm always here when you're ready. And as always, this information is on the house.